What's up guys, I'm Rico from the Achievement Hunter community, and this is God of War Ghost of Sparta. God of War Ghost of Sparta was, just like Chains of Olympus was, a PSP game that was later remastered and re-released in HD onto the PS3 via the God of War Origins collection and the God of War Saga. And while I've said before that God of War 2 is my favorite video game of all time, while Ghost of Sparta may not be my second favorite video game of all time, it's definitely my second favorite God of War game, even beating out the main games like God of War and God of War 3. The reason why I say God of War Ghost of Sparta is my second favorite God of War game of all time is because it's basically God of War 2 ported over to the PSP. It's got really great, fun, and addicting gameplay. It's got a simple story and nice graphics that I thought looked better than its predecessor did. I even think it has better graphics, not necessarily in terms of like graphical power, but in terms of a color palette. I think it has better color palette than God of War 3 did. Now, the gameplay in Ghost of Sparta is basically the same as any other God of War game. You have Kratos, which is your protagonist. You play as him in a third-person hack-and-slash game. Your main weapons are the Blades of Athena, which are these two chained blades that Kratos whips around. That are pretty much the most powerful weapons you'll have in the game. And you also have two other weapons which really do a great job of varying the gameplay and forcing you to think outside of the normal box of what you would use against your enemies, just like how they did in God of War 2. And while this game doesn't have as many weapons as God of War 2, like I said before, they did a great job of using those weapons in a way that helps the game not feel so repetitive. The story is basically you play as Kratos before the events of God of War 2. After he's already become the God of War, he starts getting visions about his family, and so he decides to go on a quest to save his brother. And it's a really simple story, which might turn off a lot of people because it's so simple, but it's got these really nice moments where it kind of humanizes the character of Kratos. I mean, a lot of people don't really like Kratos as a character because they see him as just a guy who likes to yell, rip things apart, and murder everything in his path. But God of War 2 and Ghost of Sparta did, in my opinion, a great job of humanizing the character and showing us a different side of him as to who he was before he actually became the Ghost of Sparta, and that there's a different side to this murdering psychopath that we know. The graphics in this game are really amazing. They did a great job of porting it over to the PS3, and they also did a great job of porting it over to the PS3 by adding trophy support, which we should look at some of the trophies right now. So let's start off with some collectible trophies. We have Treasure Hunter for a gold trophy. Collect all of the godly possessions. The godly possessions in this game work exactly how they did in God of War 3. Each godly possession gives you a different bonus power for when you play the game through a second time. However, activating the godly possessions disables trophies. So if you are planning on using the godly possessions to help make a trophy more attainable, you can't do that. You have to do it legit. Next we have I Can't Believe It, Bird Flu, and Mess with the Bull, all for silver trophies, which are to collect the Gorgonized, Phoenix Feathers, and Minotaur Horns. The Gorgonized upgrade your health, Phoenix Feathers upgrade your magic, and the Minotaur Horns upgrade your rage meter in this game, just like the Rage of Sparta in God of War 3 and Rage of the Titans in God of War 2. We also have I'd Hit That for a silver trophy, execute a 200 hit combo, and Greatest Hits for a gold trophy, which is to execute a 1000 hit combo. Those are actually pretty easy to get once you've actually beaten the game. There's a spot in the Challenge of the Gods, I believe it is, in this game, where you can just turn on infinite health and magic and use one of your magic abilities to spam a combo that will give you those trophies no problem. We also have your standard beating the game trophies, which are only one remains for a gold trophy, finish the game, and Zeus May Cry for a gold trophy, which is to finish the game on hard mode. And I may be wrong on this, but I believe that the Zeus May Cry trophy is a reference to Devil May Cry. Just throwing that out there, but I may be wrong. And finally, I just chose to add this in because it's got a pretty funny name. The Ghost with the Most for a platinum trophy. Collect all of the trophies. And that's all the trophies. That's not all the trophies, but those are the main trophies you kind of have to worry about when playing through Ghost of Sparta. So, Ghost of Sparta, my second favorite God of War game of all time. I think it's really great. If you have to play 2 of the 5 God of War games, God of War 2 and Ghost of Sparta should definitely be there. So that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to check out achievementhunter.com for more.